Welcome back to Close Up. The implications of President Joe Biden's pardon of his own son continue to reverberate in American politics. Last week, House Speaker Mike Johnson said he's considering an attempt at legislative reform of the pardon process. This last week, Governor Chris Sununu also weighed in, speaking at length about the full and unconditional pardon of Hunter Biden. We asked Sununu if he supports the idea of some kind of congressional reform.
It really erodes the public trust. Is it legal and for him to? Of course it is. Of course it is. But it's not appropriate. And I think everybody, I'm speaking generally, but I think it's safe to say pretty much everyone in the country sees how inappropriate that was. So does that mean reforming the process, or does that just meaning, electing better officials that understand their roles and responsibilities? So it's really up for them to take up. But I do think the president probably needs some latitude in terms of pardons. It's always been that way.
If you put yourself in the president's shoes, would you have a tough time with that dilemma, protecting your son versus upholding the rule of law?
Who wouldn't? No, I get it. As a dad, right? Let's just talk about as a dad, you can provide that opportunity. I see the temptation, of course. But when you're in that position as a governor or a president, you take on the responsibility of a greater message here and a greater example to be set that you're not going to do that. So that's the discipline of the job. And if you're not prepared to have that type of discipline, to not use those types of opportunities for yourself, your family, and your own advantages, then don't go after the job. I guess I'm not saying this is the only reason, but this is one of the many reasons why Biden probably should have never run in the first place, right? Knowing that this very well could have been an outcome. Because it sets such a bad tone and example for the rest of the country and potentially a precedent, which nobody wants to see.
In this briefing, Governor Sununu noted he himself has issued 0 pardons, although here in New Hampshire that power is not completely unilateral. A pardon must be made by and with the advice of the Executive Council. That wraps up this edition of Close Up New Hampshire. Thanks for watching. Have a great Sunday.